Hey friends, we're back. We're feeding the worms. It has been about a week since we fed them, and so it's time to start checking in on them and seeing how they're doing. So I'm just gonna uncover. I always like when I uncover and nothing flies out. That's always such a nice feeling. I'm here with Wally, who is a good boy who likes to guard the neighborhood, and then little Moose is sleeping because he's a baby. Wally's got to make sure this perimeter is secure before we get in here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is go back to the bottom, because if you missed last week or you forgot, last week, tier 1, which we have been starving for now over a month, we're starting the baiting process to help expedite the migration process. So it's the first set of baiting we've done on that tier. So I want to make sure you guys can see that. That's important to see. And then we have my handy dandy scooper, which I almost always use. That's nice and soft. It's a silicone. And this is going to help us get any of the worm balls out. But now that we're ready, Moose is here. Hi, Moose. You say hi? You want to check on the worms with me? Yep, nothing can go wrong here. All right. So, since Moose is here, I'm going to just take a minute to rearrange. Hi, Moose. You excited? Moose is like, yep, smells good. I'm always here for the smells. All right, let me move this around for us. All right, Moose, how's it smelling here? Moose is like, what? There's food? His own food's here. So I just picked this top 2 tiers off, and I'm going to let it sit for a second, and then I'm going to figure out how to carefully move the other worms. You guys can't see, but Moose is helping. He's a good boy. All right. They're actually not that heavy. I just am a little injured right now, so I'm a little behind. So we got Moose here, checking out tier 4 down here. Hey, Moose, you helping Mom? Always. All right, so let's get into tier 1 here. I swear every time I come up here, they're like, must check on the worms and eat my own food. So we're just gonna have Chump being in the background. All right, so the first thing we want to check is our, Moose, we're gonna check on our avocados. You helping? Okay. You see if there's a worm party? Not really. Okay. Maybe there's a few of them in there, but not much. Not a worm ball of disco level like we've had in the past, you know. Like there's a few in here, but I don't know, not really that many. Maybe they need a little bit longer. Like I said, I haven't fed this. Okay, so there's a few worms. There just might not be that many worms in here. Okay, let's check this. Worm number 4. All right, well, that's interesting. Moose, what happened to all our worms? What are they doing? Maybe they migrated on their own? Unlikely, because I can still see worms in here. Hold on. Moose, thank you. Like, there's clearly worms in here, and there's obviously still food, you know, in here. Like, they're working on this random avocado thing over here. So, should I take that? Yeah, we'll let them keep working on it. I don't really care if they finish it. I truthfully don't really care if they migrate super quickly. So that's why I'm not like super mad about any of this. But other than that spot over there, there's a few guys here and there, but there's still food in here, so I don't want to take too many worms out of here. So just gonna let them keep doing their wormy thing. I'm not mad about it. All right, so I put tier 4 back on, and I did check tier 2, the bottom layer that's empty or not actively being worked on or anything, and nothing really remarkable down there. So we're checking on tier 4 now. So it's pretty much migration is ongoing, we'll say. So last time, according to my notes about a week ago, I wrote down the back corner got a frozen toilet paper roll with mushrooms, berries, plus some loose frozen bananas and berries and mushrooms. And I put a tea bag here. Moose, hi. I can hear you dripping. Moose is watering the worms. All right, so you can see the tea bag here. I'm not going to disrupt it too much because it's molding. I don't see anybody really acting on it, so we're going to let that sit. I'm assuming based on the depression of dirt here, that's where I fed them. Moose is still here. Hey, Moose, you helping me? Moose is like, what you got in here? Chance of snacks? Thanks, Moose. Okay, well, all of those worms make me think that they're here. They're happy, but I don't really see any food. So clearly that was plenty of food for them. And I could give them some more. So I'm going to just check around and see what other areas are oh yeah, this area looks good. This is a nice empty spot. I always like to have them kind of migrate around the bin, so that way they work on it, I don't want to say evenly, because let's be honest, is it really ever even? But so that way they have some exploration going on. So this week, I went through my freezer and forgot that I still had this bag of things, so no toilet paper rolls for me this week, just random frozen stuff. So we have some butternut squash, which is still partially frozen, which is part of the reason I like to put it not on top of them. So I'm going to give them about half of it here. Yeah, and then I have a bunch of apparently frozen grapes, which, gonna be honest, also forgot about them. And so, like, not an absurd amount of food by any means. Like, I would not consider this a huge feeding to them. However, they have their favorites, so this is gonna go quick. So I'm not worried about it. Now, given that it is a watery food, which I'm not really worried about, this bin has a decent moisture level, but I am always worried about the bugs. So we're gonna cover with paper towels. And then just for funsies, I'm putting a tortilla roll that I've been trying to use up for a while on top, because I actually don't think I gave this layer one yet. And then we're also going to cover it. So this is going to be hopefully pretty well protected from any of the bad guy bugs that we maybe don't want in this tier. So that leaves us with our final tier, which I'm very excited about. These guys usually do pretty good, and I just wanted to show you guys actually. So I have this top tier, which is the most condensed, and I just threw it on I put it on the chest freezer, and so this is the only, we'll say dirt, but we know they're castings that I left behind. So if you are also a renter like me and are worried about like how messy this might be, it's really not. So I like to share those things with you guys, and I know some of you find that helpful, because I was definitely unsure about if worms were like maybe the best choice for me to take up as a hobby of being a renter, and it's been really good so far. And I told our landlord when he was here, but I don't think he cares. We got really lucky. All right. I always like looking at the top to be like, what y'all doing? So we definitely have some friends around the top here, so I'm just gonna gently get them back in, so hopefully they don't wander around my kitchen and I have to pick them up again later, which that usually doesn't happen, but I do like to make sure that they're not scrambling because they're afraid or anything like that, you know. I like to be a good caretaker of the worms. Hey, the little one. Oh, you're scared. Okay. The little one there, huh? Okay. Got our worms. Alright, we got a few in the middle that are just kind of sightseeing. Then we got these over here. Alright, so this, again, reminder for those of you not up to date or it's been a minute. This is tier 3 we're looking at. I'll bring you guys in closer here in a second. Tier 3 last week also got a tea bag in the front corner, which is actually the same corner here. And the back left corner was fed pretty much the same toilet paper, roll stuffed with berries and whatnot, and then got a loose banana peel and stuff. So let's go take a look. With this being the older bin, or the older one of the older tier, this is the older tier existing. Theoretically, there's the most number of worms in here, which I think is true. Because let's see, like there's no food over here, but there's obviously worms. Worms here. There's very little in this bin where there isn't worms. Like I just dislodged a bunch there. Sorry, guys. Okay, they're doing great. Like there's maybe not a lot of worms over here in this back right corner, so maybe we'll feed over here. So feeling good about that, and then let's make our way closer to where they got fed last week. Ooh, that doesn't look good. What's this? Ooh, looks like we accidentally got some plastic in here somehow. That's not good. Oh, you know what? It probably accidentally got put into the shredder. I bet that's what happened. All right, well, we'll troubleshoot that when we sift them later. So let's see. I can feel the toilet paper roll. Oh yeah, can you guys see that? There is a party. Oh, okay, there's no food left. The banana's gone. They were just working on the toilet paper roll. All right, I don't want to disrupt them too much, but can we just appreciate this? Look at those wormies. All right, well, they're having a great time, so I'm not going to bother them too much. So I'm glad that there is no food left. That's always a good sign. So we're going to give them, I guess we'll just give them the same. I did save about the same amount of squash and grapes. So that's good. So I'm going to put the squash down first. And you know what? Just for fun, I'm going to put some of this liquid in. So maybe it'll drip down a little bit. All right, we got that in there. Perfect. I'll show you guys a close up. So here is the food. We're being them in the same place as the other ones. And then I have, as always, some pre-used paper towels, which were gently used. No chemicals or anything. And I'm gonna just make sure it's nice and well covered. More for bug prevention than moisture control. And sometimes those paper towels are a little damp anyways. Whoops. Looks like my camera's having a little disco over here. Sorry about that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put tortilla down like we did before. And then cover this pile up. Now, with this being a bin in, essentially, let's say use production, whatever you want to call it, for a while, let me actually see. I think this is tier 3. So this tier 3 was started mid-February. So we're into May now, so that's, let's say, March, April, May. So we still have, like 3 months is an average window of when a bin is quote-unquote done. So we're going to have a few options coming up in the next probably feeding or two, and I'd love your guys' thoughts on what to do, because we have a bin down here being starved, bin tier 1. Tier 2 is not ready to go in the sense that like I have coconut core and whatnot in there. I do have some shredded cardboard in there. I've kind of been debating starting a new bin just off, or a new tier off of just cardboard and food scraps, just to see, because I'm trying to make this as self-sustaining of a process as I can. And so for me, something that's been on my mind, like just not just be from like a cost point of view, but from an ecological point of view, I know there's definitely something to be said for the peat moss and, you know, the coconut core or whatever that people put in their bins, and I get why they do it. It's also a food source. It's a good bedding. But we're all like, are we really like buying stuff to help be more ecologically friendly, you know? So that's kind of what I've been contemplating lately. So I'm debating taking some of this bedding, which they're still, ooh, wow, I'm still having like a little disco party. Sorry about that, guys. You know, so I hope you get what I'm saying. Like, are we spending money to buy stuff so we could be more ecologically friendly? To me, like, I don't know. So I was debating taking some of the worms from this beautiful tier 3, which are doing well, and like not sifting it. So like taking a lot of what's in here, which, don't get me wrong, there is some bedding, but there's also a decent amount of castings in there because, you know, they've been in there for a couple months now. So I've been trying to decide, like, okay, should I just take some of that and mix it in to the new tier that we're starting? That's kind of where I'm at. So I'm leaning towards doing something like that, and seeing how they do. Plus, it'll also split the, or somewhat split this tier's worm population, which is by far the most dense, in hopes that maybe we can get some reproduction going quicker. We're always hoping for more worms, aren't we? Like, is there ever enough worms? I don't know. It's a thought. I also have a little experiment going in regards to pre-composting. So depending on when you watch this, it might be posted, and I'll make sure it's listed in the playlist here. But that's an exciting project I'm experimenting with right now. So trying to figure out what's best for our worms here, our worm setup. But would love to know what you guys think about trying to split the worms up in hopes of encouraging more growth, because I've not done that before, but I know it's a very popular technique, or so Reddit seems to lead me to believe. So yeah, be curious to know what you guys think. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching and coming along this adventure. Have a great day.